Live.
We are now live on YouTube and Facebook, and we're early. Whoa, we're 2 minutes
Whoa.
early. People probably not even gonna be jumping on because they're like, oh, they're probably gonna be like 5 minutes late, like always. But we're early. Catch that. Catch me outside.
How about that?
How's it go?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Catch me outside. How about that? You got your feet in the air like you just don't care.
What's going on, guys? We're so festive today.
We are very festive.
My shirt says "Be kind"
Ryan
in Christmas colors.
All right, so we are talking about. I guess we'll let everybody have a little bit of time to jump on because we are a little bit early for a change. We'll wait until 5 o'clock to actually get started. By golly, Brian Kane mint chocolate was. What was it? What was it, Brian Kane? Was it good? Hopefully, it was good. Although, by the way, Brian, we've got other. I guess not my throat. We got other bricks that I want pictures of. I'd love to have you do pictures. Amazing. But with the mint chocolate, we got the mint chocolate. It was super short production time, so we didn't have time to ship you the bricks for pictures before we launched it. So hopefully we'll get ahead of schedule, and that will not be the case for future new flavors, and we will send you some bricks if you still want to take the photos. That is. Triple G, what's up? Festive Savages, what's going on, man? All right, so let's start off the conversation with a little topic of Christmas, specifically food around Christmas. I feel like this time of year is when everybody starts eating everything. They've all got their holiday celebrations. They have their little traditions. Some people in the family cook certain foods, and that's kind of like the thing. Kind of like Thanksgiving, honestly. Like, it's weird that Thanksgiving is like the food holiday, but I feel like just as much food is consumed at Christmas, if not more. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because there's like fudge and candy canes and
I feel like
all the things. Yeah.
Thanksgiving's probably healthier.
Probably.
Than Christmas.
Probably.
Like, you don't have Christmas tree cake at Thanksgiving.
Christmas tree cake at Christmas?
Some people do.
Okay.
You don't have what's that alcoholic drink with a bunch of sugar? Eggnog.
Oh yeah.
You don't have that at Thanksgiving, but you do at Christmas.
Tell you one thing about eggnog, like the eggnog with the alcohol in it, there's a bunch of fat in there. So in eggnog, so if you drink a bunch of that with the alcohol, you don't get the effects of it. So it's a delayed effect because of all the fat in there. So be careful with that eggnog stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely not best for ketone production, faux show. So yeah, all that to say, people are eating all kinds of crap on Christmas. All right, just as much so, if not more so, than Thanksgiving. So how do you navigate those waters? Well, honestly, I'm gonna sound harsh, but I do the exact same thing I do at Thanksgiving, which is I don't deviate from the ketogenic diet. Not gonna make any exceptions for Christmas either. We've got family that makes certain special dinners, and we don't indulge. We either eat the foods that we can have while they're there. So like Dad's gonna be doing some barbecue. I think he's doing like a slow roasted or slow barbecued pig butt. So have that. I'll eat that. That'll be totally ketogenic. And I'm not sure what else we'll eat that is legitimately ketogenic, because a lot of it's not going to be. So we'll bring some of our own food, and that's totally fine. Our family gets it. They understand. They're on the same page. They're on board. And our relationship with them is not dictated by the foods that we eat or don't eat. So that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
That's just the way Robert and I roll. And if your thing is you want to just indulge, or you want to enjoy the sweets one time a year, or if you want to whatever, then do what you want to do. We are here to help those who don't want to do that, who want to know that it's easy enough to stay strong and continue on with your nutrition plan, with your healthy lifestyle. It is possible. We've been doing this for 7 years, and we have not on any holiday decided, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and have these, whatever.
Are we going to say 8 years in January?
Mine is 7 years. Yours is 8 years.
When did I start?
Around, I don't know.
I think like shortly after my competition in 2015. So like January, February, March, April, May. I think like mid 2000. I think
So you
like
started,
June
like, a few
2015. I think.
So you started like 6 months before me.
So 15 to 16, 16 to 17, 17 to 18, 18 to 19, 19 to 20, 20 21, 20 22, 22, 23. So I think I'm going to say June. I think
Oh, yours
could,
is gonna be in June.
Yeah, but I think that's just complicated. So I'm just gonna say 8 years in January.
Mine is the farthest back I can go. Like, I looked in like my like photos and stuff. The farthest back I can go where I like took pictures of my food or recipes or whatever that were keto was January 2000. What is that? 16?
That's when you started keto.
I don't know. 2017 maybe.
My prep was 2017.
Okay, then 2017.
You started then.
Yeah, must have been.
And I was keto for about 2 years before my prep.
2016. It was 16.
You started keto in 2016.
I think so. I can't remember. Those years mixed together. Who even cares? Whatever year it has been, it's 7 years in January, which is cool. It's like, oh, that's fun. But again, we have not.
In January.
Yeah, that's as far as back as I can go. And I think like I probably did it like just like restart in January, and then I actually did it.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
But yeah, there's no need to like do a crazy deviation from your normal food. Like,
no, unless you really want to, and that's like your thing, that's fine. But
yeah, but just have that self-awareness and reap the consequences.
Yeah, and if you don't want to, then what are some options that people can do? We always bring our own foods if we think we're gonna want it. Like, so sometimes his dad will make like cinnamon rolls. So in years past, I've actually brought our own cinnamon rolls or like cookies or whatever.
You gonna make cinnamon rolls this year?
I don't know. You want me to?
Pretty good.
I made our own because that way we can enjoy it with everyone. You know, it's like they get to enjoy what they want to eat and we get to enjoy what we want to eat. Sometimes we don't really do anything. Sometimes we just like go, and we don't really have a plan for this Christmas. We're just gonna like go and see what kind of meat we have and maybe a vegetable or two, and then that's it. We'll be home for Christmas Day, so it's gonna be pretty easy.
The size of his ankles, freaking chunky ankles.
We're going to his parents on Friday, and they always have usually all we eat is like meat and vegetables, so it's like never a challenge. It's always really good food, really good quality, tastes delicious. And then on Saturday we will go to his grandparents' house, and sometimes we'll bring our own food to that. Just kind of depending on what the main dish is. But we have, I think there's going to be like a fried turkey there.
Yeah.
So we'll just mostly eat meat. And the family knows, you know, we're the weird ones, and that's okay. We're okay with being the weird ones. So just remember that there are people like us who are okay being the weird ones, and you can be a weird one too. And sometimes people will give you a hard time. Really, I don't think either one of our families give us a hard time at all.
Yeah, like if you do it enough years, they just get it. Like they expect it. They don't like, and if your family is weird with you, if they're rude with you, then they got issues, you know? Like, just be you, and then let them either be on board with that, be supportive of your nutritional and health endeavors.
I would just be confident in the fact that you're doing what you feel is best for your health.
Yeah.
And at that point, no one can say anything bad or wrong against you. Which again, luckily we've had really supportive families on both sides, his and mine, that haven't really made it too difficult. Sometimes someone will say something every once in a while, more I think on my side. But it's more so like they're just old school. Old ager. Old school, and just don't understand why or what the benefit is. So, anywho, let's get to some of these comments here. Hello from Alabama.
Triple G says, I enjoy staying in ketosis, keto for life.
Yeah. I am clean keto all December. Christmas Day, I'm low carb. That's exactly it. Like, that's a great plan. Or medium carb.
Medium carb.
That one time a year turned into a whole year for me. That is what I'm so afraid of for a lot of people. And it's not usually the plan, you know, it's like one day leads into the next day, leads into the next day, leads into the next day. And and it can be like such a easy downward spiral. That just is so unfortunate. That if you would have just maybe said no to one day or one meal, it would not have. So I'm so sorry that that turned into a whole year, but hopefully things are on the mend for you. That happens so easily, Kim said. I am the same. I don't indulge just because it's a holiday. I stay with all the foods that I normally eat.
Here's a concept that I like the notion of. So rather than getting ready for something, rather than like getting ready for a run or getting ready for a obstacle course race or getting ready for X, Y, or Z, just simply be ready. Like live life in such a way that you are always, quote unquote, ready for war. And if you adopt that philosophy, you're not going to have all these crazy indulgent days where you like let yourself totally go off the deep end and dig yourself a hole, because you got to be and stay ready for life.
Yeah, and honestly, especially since Rigel was born, like I am really into like the immune system, and I don't want to sacrifice my immune system by eating something that is less desirable. So I'm just not going to, for my sake, but also for Rigel's sake, because he's going to get a lot of his immunity from me or antibodies from my breast milk and things like that. So it's like, to me, I don't want to sacrifice that because I want him to be the healthiest that he can be,
100%.
20-year keto low carb veteran here. Everyone knows, LOL. They don't fight me. They ask for help.
Nice.
That's exactly the way it should be.
My family and friends are used to me eating weird, so no problem.
That's awesome.
Jackie says, evening sandwiches. I'm excited. A friend just shipped me 2 mint bricks. Can't wait to try. Awesome.
Yay.
Well, let us know what you think of them for sure.
This is my 4th holiday season being the weird one. Everyone is used to it by now. That's awesome. So glad for you.
Take pride in being the weird one.
Yeah. It really blows my mind, the idea of gaining muscle on keto. I looked at recent study and I'm eager to get into it with the new year.
Definitely make sure you're in a caloric surplus. You can absolutely build muscle on keto. I mean, as long as you're training hard, implementing progressive overload, eating enough protein, eating enough calories, and recovering, all that good stuff, you can most certainly build muscle on keto.
I mean, there's so many people out there who are doing it now. I've only been lifting weights as long as I've been keto. So for me, it's like all of my strength came from being, ketogenic weightlifter. So it's just it's really awesome. And you can feel awesome. You can feel fueled all the time and not drained and all that. But I think Robert's right. Making sure that you are fueled properly with plenty of calories or supplementing electrolytes, things like that. I struggle to get protein in. I get so full. Well, I guess it depends on what your protein goal is. If you have like a super high goal, I could definitely see that being a problem. But are you eating a bunch of like carbs and stuff, or not carbs, veggies and stuff with it, or are you eating like meat first, eggs first, things like that? Before your fat and your veggies and things like that. Because sometimes people will do like a fatty coffee in the morning and then they're not really hungry because they've had a whole bunch of fat and it's harder to get in their meat meal. Which at that point I would say lower the amount of fat that you're having in your coffee or you're having throughout the day. If you feel like you need to get in more protein, then definitely try to like even that out a little bit if you can.
You don't want to be deficient in any macronutrient, certainly not protein.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, y'all from Tennessee. Merry Christmas, Joy 80. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, it could be fat. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're starting your day off with fat or having a lot of fat within that meal, you can definitely lighten that a little bit. Try to get in more protein. A really good way of going about it is that like making sure that like your fat and your protein are equal.
Together.
Yeah. Like if you have 30 grams of fat, have 30 grams of protein, and try to like pair that. And then if you have room for extra fat, then have that on top of it. But make sure that you're getting in enough, or like kind of pre-plan for getting that protein because it's super important.
Jackie's Jinxed Journey says, I'm going to take a couple Keto Chow shakes to my out-of-state Christmas. That way, if there's nothing I can have, if I don't want to fast, I'll have an option. Currently 30 hours fasted, 22 hours a day fasted. Pretty
Dry
long
fasted.
fast for
22
sure.
hours dry fasted. Woo!
Yeah, that's a long
I
time.
don't do the dry fasting stuff.
Yeah,
that makes me too
do you
nervous.
notice a benefit from that? I gotta stay hydrated. I couldn't go 22 hours without drinking some water.
But that's a really great idea. Like bringing keto chow, bringing keto brick, bringing carnivore snacks or something like that along with you is a really great idea because that way you can have a little bit of something. If there's not really a whole lot of options, you're at least still getting in some food and feeling satisfied.
Yes. That's what Roger thinks too.
Yeah.
Y'all throw some other questions and answers or questions our way for sure. We can try and throw an answer your way. It's open table right now. By the way, I want to take an opportunity to say that
Variety is crazy right now.
2 things. All flavors of Keto Bricks are back in stock. We were sold out of chocolate peanut butter cup and malt there for a little while. All those are back on the website, so ketobrick.com is fully stocked. Also, we are transitioning. Roger, you're a berserk over here. We mentioned this last time, I think, but it's official now. The Live Savage Instagram is now going to be where all of our lifestyle, family, homesteading, all that type of content lives. So we will not be filling up our social feeds on Lady Savage and Keto Savage with family stuff. We'll put occasional posts in there, but it's mostly going to be on Live Savage social profile. So all of our lifestyle stuff is going to be there.
I also have everything that's going on Live Savage on Instagram is going to go over to the Team Savage on Facebook. So Team Savage on Facebook will actually turn into Live Savage as well, and it'll be a lot of the same content. We're gonna try and put a little bit of everything onto the Facebook.
Kimbo just joined. What's up, Kimbo?
What are you doing? Are you supposed to be hanging out with family or something?
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Robert, Crystal, and Ryan. Well, thank you. Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, so don't forget to go check out Live Savage. Live Savage on Instagram, and you guys will see more to come. I eat something with the flavor profile of the food that is at the party, but that is keto. That is a great idea.
Pretty smart. I like that.
Yeah. That's kind of what I do with like a sweet thing. Like Thanksgiving, I made like a cheesecake with like a cookie cheesecake. And like apparently I might be making cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls are pretty good.
Yeah. All of my sweet recipes I have or that I use are from Erin Day's book, Keto Sweet Tooth. That's like literally the only cookbook recipe thing that I use. It's just like a sweet thing. Usually everything's savory. I'm pretty much already figure out how to make it.
Jackie says I naturally dry fast. I love it. The autophagy is amazing. I've dropped 50 pounds, barely any loose skin, 50 more to go.
Wow, that's so
impressive.
crazy.
Keep doing whatever you're doing, Jackie. It's working for you for sure.
Does it matter how many times per day I eat on keto? I eat twice now. Sheesh. I eat twice now, but those are big meals, and they give me some digestive issues. So I want to try to eat smaller meals more often.
There's pros and cons to eating more frequently. There's pros and cons to eating less frequently. I personally like to eat around 2 meals a day. If I'm in a surplus, I'll sometimes push it up to 3. You want to make sure that you're getting ample protein with each meal to activate muscle protein synthesis, which is generally about 30 grams or so. So if you're having 2 meals, make sure you're getting at least 30 grams in those 2 meals. But that would mean you're only getting 60 grams a day, which is probably not going to be enough. So you might want to just increase that or have a third meal. But yeah, I would feel totally fine to bump it up to 3 meals and just see what that looks like. Take your calories now, even distribute that between 3 meals. Make sure you're getting ample protein with those 2 meals with enough fat as well, and you should be good to go.
Cinnamon rolls, need to try that. Yeah, they're delicious. I made them 1 year.
Rigel needs some headbanging music tonight.
Seriously,
yeah,
I don't know what his deal
ballistic. Ballistic. What else we want to talk about? Anything else? Anything else top of mind for y'all? What's the topic for next week going to be? New Year's? I guess next week will be the last week of December, right?
Yep.
Because when is the first? What day is that?
Sunday, I think.
Ooh, New Year's is coming, y'all. 2023 on the horizon.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next Wednesday we'll talk about how to stick with your goals if you are doing New Year's goals.
Yeah, we can talk just New Year's plans in general. I think it's
Yeah.
always fun. I like New Year's. I'm not much of the resolution type, but I'm a big fan of like having a manifesto or a theme for the year and then tackling that. I'm so lucky. My son-in-law bakes the most amazing cheesecake, even though he's not keto.
Aww.
So he's making a keto cheesecake. It's awesome. New resolutions. Yeah, there's our topic. New Year's plans. What's up, Ethan? How you doing, man? Ethan Lane Splitter jumped on here. I saw that story of your new grill. I'm assuming that's your new smoker. That thing is a beast, man. I'm gonna come down to Texas and I'm gonna eat some barbecue that you pull off that beast of a smoker. So you just let me know when, and I'm down there, brother.
I did 95 days of BBE, and January 2nd, I'm headed back into 90 days with my diabetic boyfriend. He chatted with you at Ketopalooza and committed to 90 days after. So thank you to you and Dr. Barry. That's amazing.
That's very cool. Well, congrats to you both. All right, y'all. Calling it a wrap. We're wrapping it up. All right, Rigel is going berserk.
Well, now that he's calm.
Now that he's not going berserk. But we're going to call that a day on the live at 5, which we were actually on at 5.
Let's remember, next week we're going to start doing the lives on Live Savage Instagram. It's no longer going to be on Keto Savage. Everything on the Facebook and the YouTube, that's going to stay solid, but the Instagram is changing to Live Savage.
Live Savage. Do you think olive oil is not as satiating as fat option when health issues limit saturated? It's probably not as satiating, but it's a really good source of monounsaturated fats. So I'm a huge fan of olive oil, especially well-sourced olive oil, cold pressed, single ingredient olive oil from a reputable producer. I think it's the way to go for sure. But yeah, I would recommend olive oil. I love olive oil. Huge fan.
Greetings from Germany.
Greetings from Germany.
All right, guys.
Y'all. Merry Christmas to you all.
Yes,
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. Spend some time with family and friends. Make some great memories with the relationships in your life. We certainly thank all of y'all for everything that y'all have done to support us over the years, and we will see y'all next week. Can you tell me about what keto bricks are? Can you give them the rundown on that?
No.
It is a 1,000 calorie shelf-stable meal replacement bar made with perfect ketogenic macros. That's the elevator pitch. We make all of these in-house. We have a variety of flavors. Some use vegetable protein, some use whey protein. The primary ingredient is raw organic cacao butter, which is the highest source of stearic acid. Doesn't really cause much GI issues for most people due to that long carbon bond of that stearic acid of the cacao butter. So definitely give them a shot. Let us know what you think. We're a fan of them. I eat one every single day. Is gluconeogenesis a thing or not? I'm so confused. Eating meats. Gluconeogenesis is certainly a thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a natural phenomenon. You don't have to have carbohydrates in your diet. Your body can produce the minimal amount of carbs necessary for the brain via gluconeogenesis. So not a bad thing at all. Where it may become an issue is if you're fat adapted and you're trying to optimize from a ketogenic standpoint or carnivore standpoint or something like that, and your energy is coming from fats and ketones, you don't want to be consuming so much protein relative to fat that you don't have enough energy, because gluconeogenesis and using proteins to create glucose is not an efficient source of energy, and it's not an optimal source of energy, so I don't recommend that. So that's kind of where it becomes suboptimal in that regard. All right, y'all. That's a wrap.
That's it.
Merry Christmas to you all. Until next time, toodaloo, adios, hasta la vista, baby.
Have a wonderful night.
Merry Christmas.